Hey everybody, Brett here for TopoRanger. How y'all doing out there? As you can see, we're in a tunnel. And the reason we're in this tunnel is because I think it's a good tunnel to show some of the construction techniques that older tunnels use. I've done a bunch of tunnels on this channel so far, and a couple of them were pretty unique. This tunnel exhibits the neat characteristics or the interesting characteristics of those two tunnels, but it does it in a way that it's easier to look at. So this is it right here. Now, on my old Instagram feed, I had a picture that was from back here, actually. You can see this old wall here. There's a tunnel. It says good vibes only, which was, some people thought was pretty funny. Kind of like a free hugs van, or, you know, or an old spring house that says free hugs. That's since been spray painted over. I think this is a place where probably local teenagers come. And you can't even really read it anymore, but it was the good vibes only tunnel, I think. So first, it gives you a good view of this, the way they constructed the arch here. There's actually 1, 2, 3. Looks like there's 3 layers of arched bricks. Now, my understanding is that they would have created a wood form here, and then they would have stacked probably this layer first. Here you can see this is the fill. So there's train tracks. There's 2 train tracks above us here. Well, not directly above us, but that way. Here's the facing stone, and you can see the whole thing's just, and this whole wall here is, that side's already kind of crumbling. So let's grab our light here, our 2500 lumen hyper tough, and let's get down into this tunnel and check it out. The 2 episodes I'm talking about are the 1890 tunnel and the tunnel 88, which was the 88th episode that I did. That's where Lewis and I went into this culvert, really, and it had a very neat step down or step up brick ceiling that allowed it to go at an angle without actually ever having to create a downsloping arch. But it'll make sense once I go over here. You can actually see it right there. Okay. So if you want to see examples of what I'm talking about before this, go check out those videos. So the first feature that I wanted to highlight are these massive slab ceiling pieces. I don't know what you would call them, but you can see them here. And they're just enormous. And you can look up into the crack there and you can see fill and whatnot. And I mean, these slabs are at least 1.5 feet thick, I'd say, on average. These slabs here, which are basically the same thing as what's above, they're just used as a topping stone. That's about how thick they are, about 1 foot, 1.5 feet. And these support full weight of the trains to this day. Which makes me think, you know, this is a pretty old tunnel. You know, the brick arch parts of the tunnel might have actually been added later. And you can see the drill marks from where they were quarrying the original stone. I don't know what kind of stone that is. So if you went straight up through here, I'd say it's probably 10, 15 feet of fill, and then you hit the track. So we're not really that far underground, or we're not really underground at all. We're just going under the train tracks. So the second interesting construction feature I wanted to show you guys today is one that we found in that tunnel 88, which is the step down brick arch style to handle a downward sloping tunnel. And that's what we have right here. So this might have been the end of the original tunnel right here. And they added these brick arches later. There's one, there's a total of 4 of them. And you come out here, and you're on the river. And you see there's two guys fishing right there in a fishing boat. This side is heavily graffitied here, multicolored. This is what it looks like coming back. And there's the river. I'm not sure what island that is right there, but I see something, some kind of, it almost looks like a vehicle. What is that? And that's what it looks like on the other side when it comes out on the river side. And there's also some additional masonry down here, and I haven't seen anything like this before either, at least not exactly the same. And that's basically a road, the size of a small road, paved with these huge bricks. And here's, I mean, each of these bricks is about the size of this. And there's a separate divot here. You see that? That's on purpose. This little recess. And that probably used to go straight up to the tunnel. So I'm guessing that, you know, I don't know. It's tough to say, but I think this whole thing, this whole channel used to extend right up to the tunnel. And, you know, it was just a way to channel the water. And here you can see pieces of it. There. There's one there. Now, at some point, they put in these buttresses, these concrete buttresses here. And I think that's really probably just the whole thing up, because if you didn't have those buttresses, this whole thing might just, right? And then you'd have a bunch of work on your hands. And they also dumped a bunch of pretty large, I don't know if you call that riprap or ballast. It's big. I think they were just trying to shore this sucker up. Now there are 2 large blocks of rock here that has not been, you know, worked into this, you know, it's almost like a Roman road just going right down into the river. Look at the thickness of this though, right? There's my knee. I mean, that's 2 feet at least. Well, getting 2 feet. There's this big maroonish looking piece of something here, which looks like, I don't think it's concrete. I think this is actually a, you know, a naturally occurring rock, and it has a bunch of different unsorted size stuff embedded. It's some type of conglomerate or sandstone. Over here, though, I think this is, well, it's hard to say. This might actually be the bedrock that we're on, but that looks like limestone. And here you can see the outer wall of what was there. But let's go check out the river. Nice yellow flowers here. I think that's 83 north right there. So we're right below Harrisburg. And it looks like there's a boat put in right down there, maybe. Or maybe not, that might be private. And that thing over there, What is that? Maybe we should go get the Panasonic so we can zoom in. From here, it almost looks like a trolley car or something. I mean, I don't think it is. This is a pretty big island. Did you hear that? I just heard a huge fish just flopped right there. All right, guys. I hear some vibrations, so we're either gonna get a train going over us, or it's on the other side of the river. But I can hear the sucker coming. No, it's on this side. Here it comes. Train's going overhead. These blocks are the only thing keeping this sucker up. Oh God. All right, there it goes. It's very quiet. All right, so the train is directly overhead right now. I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. I don't need any coating. I really, yeah, I can see the shadows. You should be able to hear it on the audio. Maybe a little vibration, but I mean, nothing substantial. Here, I'll even prove it. Well, there you go. That was fun. I really thought the whole thing would kind of vibrate, but I guess if it's constructed properly, it shouldn't vibrate. At least not that much, unnecessarily. I don't trust that wall though. So let's go get the Panasonic. We'll set up the tripod on the other side of the tunnel, and we'll zoom in and we'll see if we can figure out what that ruin or that wreckage over there on the island is. All right, and I think that was the end of the train. All right, we got the Panasonic down by the river. Let's find out what that hunk of junk is over there on that island. I know that I said it looked like a trolley car, and it did from over here, but now that I'm zoomed in, it looks like a cabin. That's maybe been forgotten. I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't even its original location, if you know what I mean. All right, let's do a slow zoom out here. Now we're looking downriver. Let's see what's at the tip of that island right there. Yeah, that's a boat launch right there. That's what I thought. So we solved the mystery of what that is. That's a cabin, not a trolley. But from here, it kind of looks like a trolley. Maybe I wanted it to be a trolley. Or maybe the reason I thought it was a trolley, because in the back of my head, I have this mental note that one of these islands up here, I think it might have been a smaller island a little farther downriver, used to have a summertime amusement park with a little, I think it had like a little roller coaster, and boats would take you back and forth, and there was a snack bar. It was like a little amusement park, and it had a name. And I've always wondered if there's anything left on the island in terms of wreckage, stuff left behind, or is it all just washed away? Because I mean, this island could not be more than, 1 or 2 feet off the river, maybe 3 feet when the river's low. I would imagine it's all gone, but it's kind of a neat thought to think about it. But yeah, that's definitely, I think that's just a summer cabin that's been washed downriver and is no longer used. And that's going to wrap it up. So if you like coming along with me on these adventures, you like having fun, and who doesn't like that, right? Make sure you hit subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Follow me on all the platforms, all right? Hope you like the tunnel. This is Brett for TopoRanger. I'll see you next time.